Welcome to yet another episode of Nerds with Badges. I am here at work. It is 9:25 and I got here like an hour early like I always do. I'm a security guard and usually when I get to work an hour early, I have a cup of coffee, play some video games. I got my Legion Go, my Lenovo Legion Go. I brought that with me. I just got that. It's my newest console. Just ease of use. I like the fact that the controllers come off like the Switch. It's not exactly the easiest thing in the world to take these controllers off. And this one doesn't snap on all the time. I have to make sure that I check to hear the click. Uh, so I've had some near misses, but there's like a little button that you have to press, and then the controller and I just dropped it. Anyway, so this is the tablet part of the system. It's pretty big, actually. It's pretty hefty. And man, this thing, it sounds like a damn vacuum cleaner. You just hear the fans when you're playing a game that takes a lot. It's got a nice little kickstand, kicks out. So what I usually do is I just set this up like so, and I have the controllers. I have this little thing that I keep with me. This is I don't know what company makes this. I guess like an off-brand maybe. It's not official Lenovo Legion Go uh, product, but it works. So the controllers, they go. I heard rumors that the Switch 2 is going to have magnet controllers. I wonder if that's going to make it easier. Because sometimes when you're playing with this thing, you have these controllers, and it just feels. I'm always worried I'm going to break it off. They don't snap in. It's not exactly easy to get, but see, once it clicks, and you snap the other one in. That's my setup. Really, it's just a lot easier to bring this to work than bring my huge ass laptop, which is getting a little long in the tooth. I'm actually saving up to get another one next year. I want to get me a Alienware. It's like my dream is to get an Alienware. That's what people have been telling me. One particular person, a coworker, is like, why don't you just get you a land on me, Jesus. Why don't you just get like another name brand? Doesn't have to be like like us Alienware. Because you pay for the name. The Alienware computers are kind of expensive. You can comparatively get the same performance in another gaming laptop that's not Alienware. It could be another name company. So you're really paying for the name. Just that when I back in the '90s, when Alienware was a lot, I guess it's still popular, but it's just like that was like really the only company that was really making like gaming laptops. Um, and they were like really expensive. And I was always fascinated by the logo, the one logo, the eyes on the back of the computer and everything. So yeah, it is expensive, and I don't know. Maybe I should maybe consider getting an Asus or a Lenovo Legion, or there are other companies that make high-end gaming laptops. I'm not gonna get me like a desktop because my place is so small, and I really for my high-end gaming I can right now I can stick with the PlayStation 5 that I have, and even the Series S. This thing is actually probably more powerful than my my gaming laptop that I got. I have an MSI um, gaming laptop I bought. I think I've had it for roughly 4 years now, maybe five. It's like it's four. I was already maybe a generation or two behind when I got it. So like a lot of things that it can't do. Like if I try to play Wukong, uh, Black Myth, it won't run on my MSI laptop. I mean, it really Even if I dial the settings all the way down, it will look like shit, and it will just run terribly. So I'm able to play that on this. I have to turn the settings down, but it is running probably at like 30 frames per second, and it's actually playable. And it even can run on my uh, Asus ROG Ally. I bought the base model because it was on sale for like dirt cheap at Best Buy. I wish I'd gotten a higher end model because there are three models of the Asus ROG Ally. There's a lower end, there's the one that has the Extreme, and then there's the newer model, the Asus ROG Ally X, which is like I think 24, 32 gigs of RAM, and so even though it's low end, I can still play Wukong on it. I just have to dial the settings down. It feels like he's running in underwater or something, but it still runs better than on my gaming laptop. So the gaming laptop is cool because it's a big screen. It's like 17 inches. It plays most everything I can throw at it, but there's just certain games that just won't run. So I want to be able to have like that next gen experience on something that runs really well. Even the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X struggle with some of these higher end titles. And PlayStation came with the PlayStation 5 Pro, like literally, like maybe like a month ago. I think it's been a month now almost. But even the PlayStation 5 Pro is not a complete. I think it should have been more powerful for what they're asking. $700 for it's a bit more powerful than the PlayStation 5, the regular model, but doesn't have a disc player. And I really don't like that. I like having the disc player, having the option for physical media. But that's a whole nother conversation. So the you can build a powerful desktop for relatively cheap that will easily outpace the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox or the Switch, of course. But the convenience to just turn the system on, that's why people like consoles, why they're so popular, even though they're always behind the PCs. So a gaming laptop works better for me. Plus, I can take it with me when I travel. You can bring it to work with me. I'm not gonna bring a huge ass, desktop with me. And the problem with a lot of laptops, even though they're really good, the battery life is an issue. And I know that the Alienware, those back in the day, they were legendary for overheating. That was always a big issue with the battery. I remember back in like 90, probably like around 97, 98, these laptops, you know, even into like the 2000s, the battery life, you get like an hour of battery life. And that's even a problem with some of these handhelds. Like I think I went to I went to Starbucks last week when I went to see Gladiator 2. Last I went to see it Friday. Friday I went to see it, and I played. What did I play? I played this new game that just came out, and it wasn't even like a high end game. It was like a side scrolling game. God, I can't really name the game. It's a new game too. It just came out. It's a side scroller. Um, it's like so like a hack and slash. And I think I was about. I think I was at like 30% or something like that. 30, or even maybe like 25 or something like that when I was. So I played for about an hour because my video that I uploaded to YouTube was about maybe 45 minutes or something like that. So in like 45 minutes, it was download. I think it was downloading something in the background too. I didn't know that at the time, but I think it was downloading something from Steam when I was playing. So that might have been, but yeah, so I can probably get an hour. Now, if I'm playing something like Call of Duty on this thing, I probably wouldn't even get an hour unless I turn the settings all the way down, which is another cool thing about PC gaming. The consoles are doing it now too, where you can adjust the settings to improve performance. Because a lot of games on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X You can tweak the settings to get like higher frame rate, but you may lose visual quality. And a lot of people are sacrificing visual quality just so the game will run better. So these systems are never powerful enough to run a lot of the games that they have. And I feel like we've been kind of like scammed by some of these companies because you release systems and you tout them as being so damn powerful, but yet they can't even really properly run a lot of the games, which is why PC gaming is like so attractive to a lot of people because you want something that looks good and it plays good. And so in PC you have graphics that just look incredible. So I want to own a high-end PC so I can experience all of that. So eventually I'll get there. I mean, this is probably the most powerful thing I have right now. I mean, I would definitely say this is the most powerful thing I have right now. I like the screen. It's a pretty big screen. I guess it's like 8 inches, and there's 16 gigs of RAM in here, which is really just not that you don't get that much. So it's almost like when you buy if you buy like a hard drive and it's like 500 gigs of storage, you only get really out of that 500, you may get like 425 or 475. Maybe the rest is like crap that stays up there that just will take up space. And it's the same thing when you buy a PlayStation or Xbox. It may say 500 gigs, but you don't get 500 gigs. There's like 30 gigs of storage on my PlayStation 5 that I can't even touch. That's for like the operating system and stuff. And it's just stuff that I can't, so it's taking up space. So really, it's kind of like they're lying in a way when they tell you, when you're getting 16 gigs of RAM, you're really only getting probably about 10, maybe 12 if you're lucky. It's just so weird how they word it. So if you have like a gaming device that's to play like current gen games or next gen games at the highest settings, you probably want to opt for, I would say the minimum would be 16 gigs. Of course, that's like 30 frames per second is like, now that's like the standard for playing a lot of games because they can't run it at at what they should. So with gaming on laptops, it would probably be safely. You can run most things on 16 gigs, but if you want like an optimal experience, you should go for maybe 24 to 32. And if you're rich, if you got it like that, then you can do 64. Then you get really smooth gameplay experience with really nice graphics. And God, you know, let us pray that your computer doesn't explode from if it can't really handle that, because that's why they put the fans in the computers, and then they all these laptops now, even the Nintendo Switch has fans inside of it. Go figure. Um, so anyway, I talked a little bit longer than I had planned. But I didn't even get a chance to play anything. So I don't know. I've actually been trying to play through um, this it's a King Kong game that just came out, and it's just another game I've been playing. The Wukong, and I said, is it Wukong or Wulong? Jesus. And I want to finish Hogwarts. So I'm gonna try to focus on like maybe just a couple of games at one time, so I don't be overwhelmed by playing too many games at one time. And sometimes you forget the controls if you haven't played something for a long time, or if you're playing too many, you get the controls mixed up. I play so many different games, and I do video gameplay videos like every day. So my goal is to do an hour of gameplay every day. I think it's for they say it's good for hand and eye coordination, concentration, problem solving, and all that. So I try to do like an hour a day. Um, so maybe I will switch things up. Maybe on certain days, play certain systems or certain games. Because my backlog is just ridiculous. I'm not gonna be buying any more games. Um, Probably before the end of the year. I think there's one game I'm waiting for to come out, which is the Indiana Jones game, but that's going to be on Game Pass, so I won't even have to buy that, and I could just play that with my membership. And Stalker was another game that's also on Game Pass. So there's real advantages to having that service. And even Call of Duty, I didn't have to pay for Call of Duty because I have a Game sense. Um, but there might be a couple of games there's one game I've been waiting for to come out on PC. It's an indie game called Sacked. It's about this white creature that looks like a ghost running around. It's like a side scroller game. And they had a demo that came out a couple of years ago, and they still haven't released the actual game yet. And sometimes these games take a long time, and sometimes games are in beta, like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt. I've been playing that game for years. I played it probably for about a year before they actually released it. And then there's a game called Terradrome. Terradrome is about monsters. It's like a fighting game, and that game is, even though they just released it after it being in like beta for years, they're still adding things. So gaming production takes up a long time. Some games take years and years and years. I went to IGN Live a couple of months ago, and I met a game developer. He was telling me how much money it costs and how long it takes to make these games, and I was just like blown away. Even for like something that could be simple, it take like millions of dollars to make, and just the time and the way the technology changes so quickly, and coding and doing music and stuff, voiceover. It's just a lot that goes into games. But I think the AI will be helping out in a lot of cases. Some people are resistant to AI. That's another conversation as well. So anyway, I got like 15 minutes before I got to start my shift. So that is my little Nerds with Badges video for today. And if you didn't know, my name is Sergio Willis. I didn't actually start out with an introduction. My name is Sergio Willis, and I wanted to create a platform for other security guards or like type security type fields, people that are into security and maybe even law enforcement and stuff that like video games and comics and nerd culture. So my goal is to grow my platform and eventually probably have co-hosts and I used to have guests when I first started, but I'm still figuring things out and getting my rhythm, as they say. So the whole thing, the Nerds with Badges, just think of it as right, security guards that like nerd culture, and I don't really see that. I don't really see like a community for that. So I guess I'm making a community because I want to be able to connect with other people that might be security guards that like these things and maybe even want to get into maybe doing business, opportunities, because they say it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to make a movie or a comic book or whatever. It just makes it a lot easier to do these things. So that's what I want to do, is just build a community and a collective, just create, unity with like-minded people and just build something. And I like doing this stuff too. So there's that. Not trying to get rich here, but I do want to, at some point, be able to make a living off of doing this, because you should be trying to do what you like as a career, I think. So that's going to conclude my video for today. I would like to get to the point where I'm doing these every day, but we'll see. Maybe bi-weekly or something might be more realistic. But for now, it is 9:44, and got to start my shift in like 15 minutes. So I'm going to conclude this video for now. And if I don't talk to you before the holiday, happy Eat a Lot of Food Day. I'm trying to be politically correct.